So what's going on? What's going on? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Tay, and today we're gonna talk about something different today. I had a question the other day, and somebody asked me, you know, we see that people who get locked up, they come home and sometimes they tend to struggle. And like, what can we do to help them transition into life a little bit better? Especially when you have people who do a lot of time. Like, I don't think y'all really understand like the difference. So just take this in perspective. Let's say somebody who got locked up in 1970, they came home in 2000, or you can even get locked up in like 1980 and you came home in 2000. Do you understand like the gap when it comes to like technology that they have to deal with and learn and go through? Even if you put that same person like in 2000 and they came home in 2022 or 2023, like when I got locked up at the edge of the major transformation of technology. And when I say that is, I mean like Blackberries had just came out. I got locked up and now I'm home. They got iPhone 75s out. Like it is a big difference. It's a big transition. Like the speed of the internet, the how we get information nowadays, it's just all completely different and it's changing. A lot of people don't even know how to use phones properly. It took me a while to learn an iPhone. Like even till this day, I still be in my iPhone looking crazy because technology. I mean, that's just the reality of it. So you got to think people who come home from prison after doing a lot of time, there's so much change that they have to deal with. Like even with the location when they come home, like me going home back to South Carolina, my area was completely different. Like even little things like stores. There's a place called QT. It's a little gas station, but they are like on every single corner.
We are taking over your planet.
And that's like, I know it's nothing, not a major transition, but that's just something small that we should talk about. Things that people are gonna need help with transitioning may seem small to you, but it could be major to somebody else. If you're new to the channel, my name is Dante, welcome. And in this video, we're gonna just talk about some ideas and tips how you can help other people when they come home from prison. So if you are watching this video, that means you know somebody who came home from prison and maybe you want to help them out, or maybe you're just watching this video to see what this guy is going to ramble about. But either or, thank you so much for choosing this channel to watch. And if you don't mind, if you enjoy this content, please hit that like button if you think I provide some valuable information, because we know that will help the algorithm, and then comment as well, because that will further help the algorithm. And then we can even go further than that by sharing if you would like to. So some things how you can help some prisoners when they come home is honestly be there for them. When people come home, okay, I'm just going to talk about me in particular, because I did, like I said, I was sentenced to 10 years in prison. I did 8 years, 9 months. It was a big transition for me. I think one of the major things that I had to deal with was things are not the same anymore, period. And by that, I mean, so we get uprooted out of society. We get placed into a place for a while. Then we get uprooted again and then come right back into society. And it's like, our minds sometimes are in the same places as when we left. I got locked up when I was 24 years old. I felt like when I came home, I was 27. You see what I'm saying? I did 10 years, but I only matured by 3 years mentally, I feel like, because I lost out on so much. And you're just like, you get stuck in a place that you were. It's like this. It's like they take you and they put you in one of those cryogenic things and they freeze you, and then you come out like you're going to be the same person that you were before you went in, especially if they don't like give you no information while you are in this cryogenic thing to be able to feed your brain and help you know what's going on with society. Prisoners, they get thrown in prison and pretty much get thrown away. I told y'all in previous videos, like there are programs back there that prisoners can get into, but majority of them, they don't. So the main things with transition, we just need help with being familiar with society. Like when I came home, I was truly lost with the iPhone. Somebody had to really sit down and give me a whole course about the iPhone. Like even small things about like Google Maps. When I got locked up, I was still using an actual map. We would have to stop and ask for directions.
What's that?
Now you can just literally put something in the phone and it tells you where to go. Like to me, that's, I know, and see, y'all like, this is so small, but I'm telling you, man, there's somebody who came home from prison today and they picked up a phone and they're like, oh my God, what is this? Like, I'm serious. Like even small things with technology, like I think we need to help people with technology because we know technology is the future and we don't want people to get left behind. It's just the educational piece. We need to help people just transition. We need to help people get jobs that they can actually get and keep and utilize. I know it sounds something simple as well, but people need work. I mean, we need to be more kind to people. When you get locked up, guys, man, when you come home, it's the roughest time because you now have the stigma on you that you're a criminal. And everybody that looks at you or who knows you, that's what they see for the most part. I mean, you're going to have those select few people who know who you are for what you are. But as a whole society, man, once you have that stigma criminal or you've done something bad, people can't let that go. Like, that's what you'll always be. You'll never be anything more. And I think society, we can help people with that. Like, be easy on people with bad backgrounds. Like, I understand, like, a lot of us, we did dumb stuff to go to prison, but we aren't bad people. You know, we just made mistakes, or, you know, that was just a time in life. Most of us mature, we grow. Don't think that a person who's been to prison can't. Open your eyes and open your hearts to people who've been to prison. That's how you can help people as well. It's so hard when you are a convict coming home, trying to find a place to live. Once you have a record, you can't go just to any apartment complex and apply to get housing. That's one of the hardest things to do when you come home. So if you're in a position to be able to help people get housing and things of that nature, if you have rental property and you're one of those people who's like, I'm never gonna rent to a felon, like, that's so messed up, man, because you got people who've never been to prison or who got bad backgrounds who will terrorize your property and won't even appreciate it, when you got people who come home from prison and they'll appreciate the fact that you took a chance on them and you gave them a place to stay. Oh, man, it's just small stuff like that, man. Be more sympathetic to people who come home from prison. Like, they deal with a lot of stuff mentally. Like, prison is not easy. Prison is not easy at all. People have probably seen a lot of stuff back there that they didn't want to see when they got locked up. And especially if you know the people, if you know them, you probably knew them before they went to prison. A lot of people are good people, man. We just get caught up in bad situations. And we know there are people who are just bad people. They're just assholes. I mean, obviously we need to recognize that too. People who went to prison, they deserved it. And when they come home, they're going to go back to prison because they're going to do something stupid and they deserve that. But society isn't easy on a lot of people with a record. So we feel, or they feel, like they have to go back to the things that they did. Imagine coming home from prison, putting in all these job applications, and you're only getting accepted at McDonald's because there's a lot of companies that won't hire you because you're a felon. And you're working at McDonald's, and let's say you work for a few months, saved up enough money, now you want to get your own place. A lot of people don't want to rent to you because you're a felon. That's going to be hard on you. That's like another mental thing. Like, and then you're going to think like, society doesn't care. Society gave up on me. And that's going to put bad ideas in your mind. You're going to go out there and start doing crazy stuff that led you to prison the first time. It's like, it doesn't seem like there's a process, a true process for rehabilitation. You know, it's like once you commit a crime, they hold that against you forever, man. Like, there's no such thing as, you know, you did your time and you're free. No, there's no such thing. You'll never be free. I, right now, cannot go to 70% of the places out there and go get a job, or not even an apartment, a place to lay my head. I can have all the money in my world and all the money in the world. I could be out here grinding my butt off. I can go out there and buy the apartment complex, but I wouldn't be able to rent from that same apartment complex. Like, that is, man. So the things that we need to learn as a society is like, the transition period for somebody coming home from prison is difficult. Like, the learning curve is going to be difficult. Like, getting reacquainted with like your area, like the new places, the things that's going on. Like, people are going to need to learn all of this stuff. So, you know, if you know somebody coming home from prison and they're your good friend, or if you know a program that, you know, felons go to, and just be kind, man. I guess that's the key, I guess. Like, be kind to, because we already have it hard, man. There's really not too many things that y'all can do for a prisoner unless they want to do it for themselves. And that's just like any kind of person in general. Like, nobody can hold your hand. Like, you can only want to do it for yourself. Like, don't get me wrong. With all these crutches, because of my record, I'm still not going to let that hold me back. Like, I can't. I refuse to. Yeah, I can't go get an apartment complex over here, but guess what? There are people out there in the world who rent their properties to individuals. They don't deal with no companies. You can go find those people, and you can find people who are sympathetic to your problem. Like, it's just like we have to maneuver so many different ways already. Like, we just need people in our lives to make it easier for us to maneuver. Have faith in somebody that you know coming home from prison. Like, if somebody says they're coming home and they feel like they have a good head on their shoulders and they want to do the right thing, man, support them, man. You have no idea how many people, when I came home and I had a vision to do certain things, that like there was no true support, or, you know, like I walked to places to try to find a job. There was nobody out there saying, yo, let me help you. Let me give you a ride to point A to point B to make sure that you're good. You know, we don't have no support like that. It's just like, you know, no felon should be out there on their own, doing it on their own. We know a lot of us, we put ourselves in certain positions, but man, any kind of help that you can give in any kind of way, like even pick up the phone. If you've seen somebody hiring, that's a good job, not just some McDonald's, you know, not just talking down on people and stuff like that, but reach out, you know, hey man, I know this dude, he just came out of prison. Like, start talking to people for people. Like, we can do so much more for others, not just felons. I mean, although I'm talking about felons because it seems like it's a little bit harder on felons, people with bad backgrounds, but you also can't come home thinking that just because you're a felon, life is woe is me, it's hard, I can't do nothing, because that's not true, man. Oh man, I'm all over the place in this video, aren't I? I do that a lot because it's near and dear to my heart, man, because I know the struggle it is when you come home, man. And I've seen a few people come home from prison after doing years and then they go right back. And it's like, it's so sad because they always say the same thing. Well, nobody wants to help me. I can't get a good job. That's always the key word, good job. But people won't even use the jobs that they can get as a stepping stone to try to create a better job. Having longevity at a sucky job can help you get a better job. And that's just reality. I mean, I know you don't want to, but that's something you're gonna have to do, or working as many jobs as you can until you mess around and get that miracle promotion. Like that, it happens, man. It's all about hard work. But the things that people can do, like I said, to help felons is just be very supportive in all the areas that you think and don't even know that you could be supportive in. You know, financially, obviously, there's a lot of people who come home, they don't have anything. It's a struggle for them. I'm not saying you need to babysit them every single step of the way, but if you could throw them $5, throw them $5. Here, man, here you go. If you could go take them to go get a new pair of shoes or something, if you know they're looking for a job, take them to go get them some work shoes or a work tie or something presentable, or, you know, like there's so many different things that y'all can do to be able to help people that you know who's been in prison. I think I've already made a video about what you can do for those who are already locked up. Just make sure that you're supportive, but that goes both ways. Don't forget about these people when they come home. Like, I think that's the saddest part of my reality in my life. I had so many people that I called a friend and I hung with and I saw and we messaged almost on a daily basis. But then when I came home, it's like those people are non-existent. I know life goes on, but like, again, for a lot of prisoners, our life don't go on. All we knew was what we knew before we got locked up, like I said. So that transition for us to make that change and learning that things are different now, like that takes us a while. So we kind of need somebody to kind of help guide us through it all, because it's not easy, man. It's not easy. You can make it by yourself, but it's not easy, man. And it's stressful, and nobody should have to do anything dealing with this thing we call life alone. I'm a firm believer in that, you know. There's somebody out there for everybody in some kind of aspect, you know. Yeah, man. So that's about it. I hope this video covered the question. I know I was kind of all over the place there a little bit. I kind of do that in all my videos. Get used to that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching the channel and just coming here and checking out the video. And yeah, if you know somebody and they just came home, man, just help them, man. Help them find grants, help them find programs they can get into, help them trying to find a job, help them trying to find work gear, you know, take them to certain places to just, as much as you can, man, just show them love, because that's what we can all do. Just put more love in the world, put more love and show love to people with bad backgrounds, because, you know, all of us aren't bad people. You know, we just did some bad stuff at the end of the day. Yeah. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. And you can see, this stuff gets to me, man. It really does get to me, because I know there's so many people back there, and when they come home, they're not gonna have help, and people give up on so many people just because they went to jail, man. It blows my mind. It really blows my mind how many people who just don't even care about you, or just Don't stop caring. I guess that's what I could say on top of everything else that I said. But most importantly, what you can do for a felon is make sure that you bless somebody today, because I promise you, I'm gonna bless somebody tomorrow. At this point in time, your boy Tay is